Star Trek, the ultimate franchise. These are the podcasts of the Wakefield brothers. Their 16-year mission to watch every production, to seek out life lessons and new inspirations, to boldly watch like most fans have watched before. Welcome back to Temporal Directive, the Star Trek fan podcast rewatching the entire franchise in chronological order. I'm Gary.
And I'm Tom.
And this week, we're watching Star Trek Enterprise's Shadows of P'Jem. Also this week, we are rejoined by our previous guest, Geoff, or as we like to call him, Dad.
Hi.
Dad's come back because the last episode he guest starred on was the Andorian incident, and this episode is the follow-up episode. So anytime the Andorians show up, I think Dad is on the hook for a guest spot.
The Andorian expert. Not really.
Do you remember what colour they are?
We have a black and white TV. No, we haven't.
Well, it's been a few weeks. How have you been?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. Pretty, nothing exciting. Life goes on.
And Tom, what's been happening with you? Anything exciting happening?
I went to my 20-year high school reunion.
Fuck, you're old.
Yes, it made me feel very old. Although looking around, everyone else looked very old as well. So I was at least satisfied with that.
Did that make you feel better?
Yeah, it made me feel a little better.
Did you reconnect with anyone you were friends with that you hadn't spoken to for a while? Was it good?
Actually, yeah, there was a friend there that I had in high school that I haven't seen for a very long time that I spent a fair bit of time talking to and caught up with her, which was really good.
Oh.
So that was good. Hannah, you probably remember Hannah. She was around a lot when I was in school. No, don't remember?
I don't remember people in my own life, Tom.
I remember Hannah.
Yeah.
Was there any teachers there?
No teachers. No.
Because you'd think that'd be good. Like, if you were a teacher, you'd think, I wonder what happened to that useless kid that I tried to bloody teach. And he, and come back and find out he's the CEO of some big company somewhere, or maybe he's just still a loser like what you thought in the first place. I don't know.
Yeah, you think it would be good for teachers to show up to these things.
Yeah.
Especially since teachers usually have a really positive impact on some people. Like I had a pretty shit time at high school, but I had one teacher who I felt really like they protected me, like they knew me. Everyone's got a teacher like that, right? One teacher that they really connected with.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that. Like, we sat around by the end of the night, it whittled down to like 6 people, and we were sitting around the table just chatting about high school, obviously, and what we went through, and we were all talking about different teachers that we got along with, and had stories about that we had. So yeah, I think most people do have a teacher that we can say, look, they made a difference in our life.
They were cool. They brought Star Trek in for us to watch.
I didn't have a teacher that cool.
No. Actually, we did. We had a teacher that liked Star Trek. He was our computer teacher, funnily enough.
What a nerd. Well, talking about something Star Trek related that I've done recently, I've been seeing these ads on Facebook for the Conqueror Challenge. I don't know if you've seen these, but it's like a virtual walking run challenge thing. So you sign up to this thing and you do the virtual track and you get all these levels and information and like digital collector cards and information about stuff as you go.
Right.
And you basically track a couple episodes of Strange New Worlds, and at the end of it, once you've done, they send you an actual metal medal. Oh. This one in particular that I signed up for is called the Enterprise, and you get this medal comes out, and the Enterprise model comes out of it. On the back, there's a little hidden magnet with the insignia, and it just looks really cool.
Yeah, right.
And it's been bombarding me for a while, this Conqueror Challenge, because I used to get the Game of Thrones ads come up. but they released Star Trek ones, and obviously that took over, and
Yeah, of
that's
course.
what convinced me to give it a try.
Yeah, it should make sense.
So I thought, well, I've been trying to like get some more physical activity in my life, and maybe this Star Trek will be the thing that pushes me. It's been a week; it hasn't really helped, but
Give it time.
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens
Well, we watched a few episodes of Star Trek through the week.
Yeah,
Okay,
Original.
no spoilers.
Original.
Yeah, how
Nick-
good's that?
Next Gen, and I'm still on the Deep
Oh, yeah,
Space
Next
Nine.
Gen.
Yeah, I watched one of my favourite DS9 episodes yesterday.
Which was?
I can never remember names, but the one where O'Brien has that 20-year sentence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked that episode.
Did you watch anything in particular recently, or was it just random episodes that you
Well,
found?
I'm a bit like Tom. Like I really don't think of the names or remember the names, but
You know what happened though.
Yeah,
yeah, I know what happened. And there was a couple of people were trying to change into a different species, and so they had to try and find a cure for that. So that was
Dr. McCoy wasn't feeling well. They went to a meteorite that was flying through space.
it was a meteorite that had people living on it, but the people thought that was their world. They didn't know that there was does that ring a bell? And
And they had a fake sky. Is that right?
yeah, they had to fake everything. They're sort of living underground.
The episode is called "For the World Is Hollow and I Have Touched the Sky."
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what a big thing. Yeah, so we watched that,
Yeah,
among other things.
yeah. Well, we watched. It must be Mud's Women, is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, watched that one not long ago as well.
Well, Harry Mudd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
What a
episode.
rascal.
Yeah, good episode.
Oh,
Yeah, cool. Well, let's stick to Star Trek, shall we? All right, let's talk about what we're here for.
Right.
So this week we're watching the episode Shadows of Pajem. It was written by Mike Sussman and Phyllis Strong. Story by the creators, Rick Berman and Brendan Braga. Directed by Mike Vahar. This is his third episode of the season so far. He previously did Unexpected and Civilization. Shadows of Pajem's original air date was February 6, 2002, and the IMDb synopsis reads: T'Pol is being recalled because of Enterprise's involvement in the destruction of the Pajem Sanctuary. She and Captain Archer are later kidnapped while visiting the planet Coridan.
oh, wow. There you go.
Sounds like it's all going to be happening this week.
Bit of action.
Anyone remember this one?
Nope.
Me neither.
No memories. I can make up a whole storyline that goes with that, though.
Please don't leave it to the experts.
Tom's version of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, fuck. This is Counselor Troy. Okay, let's go watch it.
Righto.
And we're back from watching Shadows of Pajem. Pajem. Pajem? Pajem. Pajem. However it's pronounced. Whatever.
Pajamaland.
Pajamaland. Is that what you just
Yeah,
said?
that is what I said.
Okay. Just because you're unemployed doesn't mean that's where you have to live.
It's the best place to live.
Well,
That loves ice cream.
First impressions?
Wasn't too bad. I mean, it was a bit slow, but other than that, it was actually not too bad.
Yeah. Dad, what do you think?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. Thought it was all right.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good follow up to the Andorian incident.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Almost anything with,
Jeffrey Combs.
yeah, is pretty good.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it then. We open on a beautiful shot of San Francisco. The exact same shot that you see every time they go to Starfleet, with the exact same people standing in the exact same spots, talking about the exact same things. It's beautiful.
With you saying, I've been there.
Yes. Well, I have. It's exciting.
Yep.
And then we cut to inside Starfleet Command, and Admiral Forrest is having a meeting with Savol. And Savol is informing the Admiral that the monastery at Pajem has been destroyed by the Andorians following the adventures,
The kerfuffle.
the kerfuffle that happened in the Andorian incident episode. So, Forrest says that he feels sorry for the Vulcans, but also it's kind of their fault.
Yeah.
They were the ones that set up a spy station on the monastery planet, and
The aggressions between the two species had been going on long before they come along, which is a fair point.
exactly. So, but the Vulcans see it another way, that it's really the Enterprise's fault,
Yeah.
the Enterprise crew fault, because they're the ones that revealed the spy station, and that wouldn't have happened if Archer hadn't been there, and Archer is too reckless a captain. And the Admiral says, the High Command does not take command decisions.
Yeah. Which is just... It's ridiculous that they're blaming the
I mean,
Enterprise.
this is every time they get together, they fight about this shit.
Yeah. Nuts.
So anyway, Savol says, I need to go back to Vulcan. And he says that the Earth-Vulcan fleet operations have been suspended.
Yeah.
So that means no backup, right?
Yeah.
Archer's got no backup?
He sort of went a bit deeper than that, though, didn't he? He sort of basically said, this is, we're not really going to help you with anything much anymore. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
The Vulcans aren't going to help you guys at all. You can stick it.
Yeah, you can get fucked. You can say it.
There is an explicit warning on this podcast for a reason.
Okay.
We are Australian and we swear.
And he did too. So yeah, it does. It means that they're not going to get any help. That's fine. I'd be like, yeah, well, fuck you too, buddy. See you later.
We skip the credits. Archer and Trip are having breakfast together, talking about a new planet that they're going to go visit, Coridan. And Archer's winding Trip up a little bit and saying that, there's 3 billion people there. I can't take you there. I've got to take Hoshi, which is a real shame because they've got a massive starship construction yard, engines that go warp 7. Like, you should get Hoshi to take your camera.
Yeah, it'll be really good. It'd be nice. We'll get lots of photos.
Yeah.
But
But
they
he's
don't
just-
like lots of people.
He's just fucking around. He wants to take Trip.
It was a good moment. It was
Yeah,
great.
it's fun. While they're talking, they get interrupted by a phone call from Admiral Forrest, and he tells Archer about the sanctuary being destroyed. No one was killed. They had 3 hours notice from the Andorians before they bombarded the monastery, and they sort of talk about the Vulcans' decision to spy on the Andorians is what happened, what caused the aggression.
He just tells Archer that he's what's going on. He just updates him with what's
Mhm.
happening and says that we don't. Not that we hear it on there that Paul's leaving, because we don't find that out till the next scene.
But he does say that Archer needs to stay away from interspecies conflicts.
He does.
Like, you need to
Yeah,
be better.
Yeah, pull your head in. Stop
Yeah.
going on ships that you don't understand.
Yeah.
He got
Yeah.
told.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got put in his place.
Yeah. And then Archer calls T'Pol in and says he's got some bad news, tells her about the monastery, and then says there's more bad news. You're also getting transferred off the ship because Enterprise is being held responsible and you're being reassigned to Vulcan.
Yeah,
He's quite unhappy about that. She's Vulcan,
yeah,
so he doesn't really react.
yeah, which was
Well,
completely understandable.
It's logical.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It was logical. She caused the problem, so therefore they're going to take her away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She sees that. She's not going to get an emotional reaction, but Archer seems annoyed that she doesn't get emotionally, doesn't
Yeah.
respond emotionally.
Aren't you gonna miss me?
I know. It's weird, isn't it? And then,
Yeah, then he tells Trip that he can't go on the trip down. He tells Trip he can't go on the trip. He tells Trip that he can't go down to the planet with him anymore because he's going to go with T'Pol instead of even Hoshi.
because he needs some alone
Yeah,
time.
because he wants to spend time with
Boom, chicka, wow, wow.
with T'Pol. Because it might be their last thing they do together now, because she's going to be taken away in the next 24, 48 hours.
Mm.
So they're going to do it. So then we go to we
Mess hall?
End up in the mess hall, yeah.
And Phlox and T'Pol are talking. and he mentioned something here that I didn't realize, that there's been other Vulcans assigned to other Earth ships in the past that have only lasted a few weeks, and she's managed to do 6 months, and that she's not just observing or whatever. She's become part of the crew, which is lovely.
Yeah.
It was a nice sentiment.
Yeah.
But other Vulcans have worked on other Earth ships?
Yeah.
Did we know this?
No.
Probably
Did we
not.
know there were other Earth ships?
Probably not, but you'd think it'd be right though, because
90 years.
you know they have known the Vulcans for a while. So
90 years they've been together.
yeah, so you know you'd expect that would happen somewhere along the line.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? But here's the thing: in 90 years, there hasn't even been a Vulcan and a human mating.
Well, they're sort of like a different species, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's never happened apparently in 90 years. But it does.
Well,
It does after
divide that by the 7-year Ponfar cycle.
Yes, but there's a lot of Vulcans. I'm pretty sure there's some there's probably at least one Vulcan every year that's
Look,
going through their Ponfar.
Maybe when they all live together, they get on the same cycle.
Well, you know,
It's just one, that planet every 7 years. It's just all of them at once.
It's like our house in March.
Just don't go near our house in March. I'm coming to your place in March, by the way.
well, good on you.
But there's
This comes up all the time.
Oh, well, it's not our fault. We're all born in December.
And my anniversary's our anniversary's in March.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
that doesn't work. It's unfortunate.
Just, all the signs are there. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So according to this show, 90 years, there hasn't been any cross-species interaction, apparently, in 90 years.
Well-
However, after that, there is cross-species because we have multiple half Vulcan
I wonder
children.
what happened with Homo sapiens and Neanderthals. They didn't
Well,
probably...
they did.
Yeah, we've got 1%, haven't we? Of
Yeah, that's
Neanderthals.
right.
Was, like it probably
Yeah.
wasn't happening very much.
And even in Star Trek, we have half human, half Vulcan babies. So, but not in this 90 years stretch, apparently.
Well,
Vulcans live a long time,
Yes.
and I don't think they're particularly fond of humans. Like, they can't even bear the smell of them.
No. That's,
Imagine them getting all sweaty on top of them. No. No.
No. But it happens.
Well, eventually.
That's what deodorant's for.
Got to use that Lynx.
Ugh.
What is
You
it
got-
in America? I don't even know. It's shit. What's it called? It's something else, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah. They make fun of it in TV shows and stuff. But it's not called Lynx.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, back to what we were saying.
I don't know. What were we saying?
Other Earth ships.
You were saying about Vulcans being there before
Yeah. Other Earth
on,
ships.
I just wasn't aware. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but I always thought that this Enterprise was the first Starfleet vessel to go do anything, and that all the other ships have been cargoes and like research vessels, and
Yeah.
but this was the first. I thought this was the first ship.
Well, I thought so too, and wouldn't that be the case? I'm guessing that the Vulcans would be on all those other vessels you just mentioned,
On cargo ships
and little short exploration
and
ones.
test ships.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know.
And if they were, wouldn't they only be there for a few weeks because it would just be a test run?
Yeah.
Or a cargo run?
You would think so, although some of those cargo
I'm
runs
so
can be long.
confused.
I don't know. It's not explained very well.
It's not. So let's just ignore it and move on.
It's illogical. All right, let's get over it.
So we cut to Archer and T'Pol on the shuttle pod. They're talking on their way down to the planet, but they get attacked by another aircraft. There's a bit of a shooty. And when they wake up, or when they cut back from commercial, they're suddenly taken hostage and tied together, and they have hoods on, and they're in a dark room.
Yeah,
could have been like a bit of a link between that.
yeah, it would have been nice, wouldn't it?
They were still flying last time we saw them,
Yeah.
and then suddenly they're tied up in a...
Took me a second to realise what was happening, because I thought it wasn't a progression. It was cut from the shuttle pod into a shed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was.
But
pretty
anyway.
quick. And the other thing too is why didn't Captain? They got communicated with by someone, and then he just shot at them. He's like, "Who's this?" He didn't even say who's this. Like he asked the ship, "What was it?" He said they picked up a ship coming in, and he said, "Were we told we were going to have an escort?" No, we weren't. And then he just went, "Oh, okay. Well, then now I'm going to shoot at them." So they said, "Oh, pull over to these coordinates," and he didn't even say, "No, I'm not going to do that. Who are you?" or any of that. He just went, "Oh, no, shooty." Like, what?
I don't have an answer.
Well, even in, well, I would have thought even at this time you'd at least go, who are you?
Who are you? What do you want?
Yeah, that's it. I'll give you my wallet.
I guess it's self-defense, isn't it? Someone's shooting at you. Probably.
They hadn't
the
shot.
Enterprise shot first.
Yeah, they
Archer
hadn't
shot first.
They had not shot at him at this point. They had just asked him to go to coordinate 315, whatever, and he didn't even respond to them at all. He
Archer said, "I will not," and then he
That's it.
shot him.
That's it. He just done a maneuver and shot at them.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter. They shot back and they won because clearly Archer and T'Pol ended up as hostages.
Yeah, apparently, somehow, instantly.
So I guess what you're saying is that Archer and T'Pol had good instincts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's it.
That's what I'm hearing. So one of the aggressors that kidnapped them comes in and starts talking to them about wanting to get more weapons and wanting to know more information about Enterprise, and Archer gets beat up a little bit, and then T'Pol says that she's the captain and that Archer is the steward and they're there to cook.
That was that good line with the, "What can you tell me about your ship?" And he goes, "Our
Yeah, our
Synth-
replicators make good chicken sandwiches.
yeah, that's it."
That's what you'd say.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. We cut back to Enterprise, and Tucker and the Enterprise crew are talking to the Chancellor woman. I assume it was a Chancellor woman, saying that they've been abducted and that we're doing the best we can. And I got flashbacks here, right? This reminded me of Next Gen's Attached. Anyway, they said that they're used to this. They've got a few, odd occurrences of this sort of rebel action, so they'll take care of it.
She talked it down.
Yes, very much. Archer and T'Pol struggle to untie themselves, and they eventually do. They're talking about the destruction of Pajem while they're doing that. She believes that she's responsible. She should have protested and said that Enterprise has no business there, but he convinces her that she did nothing wrong,
Yeah,
that it's not her fault. So just as they get untied, a guard comes in, they try to fight, and then more guards come in and they get re-tied up. Ridiculous.
yeah.
Trip and Malcolm find a place where the shuttle might be and consider sending down a rescue team. They're hailed by the kidnappers, who demand 40 phase pistols in exchange for the hostages. And then before Trip can even respond properly, they cut him off. Malcolm talks about the fact that they can't be trusted, that we don't have 40 phase pistols, and even if we gave them the 15 that we do have, they're probably just going to kill them anyway, so, why bother? And then the Vulcan ship shows up, the Navarre. Now, another side note, Navarre? Does that sound familiar? Was that Discovery? Is that what the planet is called now in Discovery? The Vulcans and the Romulans
Yeah,
resettled. Was that Navarre?
might be. I don't know. I can't remember. I am blanking on that.
Please hold. All right, back to Navarre. Navarre is the name of the planet that the Vulcans and Romulans share in the 32nd century.
Wow, there you go.
I wonder if the planet was named after that ship.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Do you think that ship is like the Enterprise?
Yeah, that's the lead ship.
it's the flagship of the Vulcan.
Wouldn't they?
So is there a planet called Enterprise?
I don't know, but I'd visit if there was.
Yeah.
There's one called Melbourne. Is that? There's a ship called Melbourne. So
There is a ship called Melbourne. Well, there was.
yeah,
It is gone.
Yeah, it is definitely gone.
Being the non-capital of Australia.
Yeah.
Probably because they can't say Canberra. It'd be
Yeah.
Canberra.
Canberra, mate.
That's
My name's Captain Wakefield of the USS Canberra.
We have got a shocking accent, really. But people like it. I don't know why.
It's weird. It's weird. It's worse when you like really lean into
do
it
what
like
you
that.
When you lean
do what
into
we're
it.
doing. Yeah.
Lean into it. G'day, mate. How are you? I reckon this is going pretty well.
Yeah. Come on, Cobber, you can do better than that.
Crikey, the fucking Klingons are shooting at us.
Klingons on the fucking starboard bow. What are we doing about that, Captain? Get out there and whip their ass.
Do you reckon there's a triple-proof fence?
Troopers.
Triple proof.
You only brought that up because I'm here.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot you hate the dribbles. No, I just meant
That's
the
what they should-
tribbles are a good analogy for the rabbit problems that Australia has.
You could get rid of the tribbles easy enough. You just stick some
Klingons did.
Velcro around. If you stuck some Velcro around a ship, that would sort out the tribbles for you easy.
The
But Kirk's hairpiece would get stuck to the wall. All right, we're way off track. So the Navarre shows up. They were there to pick up T'Pol, and they ask where Archer is, and they want T'Pol to be ready, and Trip explains what happened, and Captain Sopak agrees to handle the rescue and warns Trip not to do anything foolish. And then before Trip can respond, he again gets cut off. No one wants to listen to Trip. We cut to must be commercial there, and then they come back, and Sopak is on the bridge with Trip and Malcolm, and they're talking about how they want to go in with an assault team basically and rescue everyone, strike at the terrorists, because we don't want anyone to get the idea that being aggressive towards Vulcans is okay. Trip wants to try another tactic and maybe go in a bit more quieter.
But the Vulcans think it's logical to just go in and, sort it out.
Once the Vulcans walk out, Trip tells Malcolm to get the shuttle ready because we're going to go down anyway. Archer and T'Pol have been retied up, but this time not tied together. And someone comes in with some amazing pants, amazing shiny purple pants. I don't know if anyone else noticed those disco pants, but
I didn't.
they were very cool. And gives each of them a plate of food that looks like weird risotto or something. Like, it did not look very appetizing. Archer sort of lays down and starts licking it up like a dog. Like a dog! He orders T'Pol to do the same, but while they're doing that, he finds a secret flashing
Yeah.
communication device inside the food.
It's so fucking dumb.
Why is it dumb?
It's flashing. Well, if you're going to make a secret device, let's just add a bright red flashing light that you can see from probably multiple kilometers away.
Well, you need him to be able to see it when he, digs into his food. You don't want him to accidentally swallow it.
It was pretty big. It's pretty. I think he would have found it before he chewed it or swallowed it. And if he
Maybe.
didn't, then it's his own fucking fault.
Wow.
Seems dangerous to have something like that in your food anyway.
Not recommended for under
Could break your
5-year-olds.
teeth.
Could do.
But he found it.
He found it.
Yes.
But he doesn't actually know what it was. He just finds this little disc thing that's flashing and says, "Oh my God, T'Pol, look at this. What is this? What is it? What is this?"
That's
That was an exaggeration. But we cut back to Enterprise. The Vulcan Captain Sopak is hailing Enterprise to say, "Where is that shuttle going that just left your ship?" And Hoshi says Please, you'd have to be more specific because shuttles coming and going all the time. It's like a station here. We have no idea.
Who knows?
And then she pretends that the signal is bad and cuts the Vulcans off, which would have made Trip happy, I'm sure, if he had been there. But Trip and Malcolm have gone down to the surface and they're heading towards where they thought the shuttle was, and they get jumped and kidnapped themselves. At which point I'm like, you stupid idiots.
I think we all were.
Now they've got 4 hostages. You are the dumbest people ever.
Yeah, just walk around.
But then we realised that they were actually kidnapped by the Andorians. And Shran's there. Yay, Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah, excellent.
The Andorians are there to help the rebels because they believe that the Vulcans are planning to attack Andoria, and that part of their
master plan.
Yes, is dealing with this planet and their chancellor and the government, and the rebels are against them, so that's why they're there. And they've been spying on the Navarre's communications, so they know what's going on. They know it. They know everything. The Andorians
before they know what's going on, they know everything.
They know everything because they're a very paranoid species.
They very much so.
Shran says that he owes Archer a debt. He hasn't had a good night's sleep since the incident at the Gem, and that's why he's there to help, is because he needs to get Archer out so that he can have a good night's sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what they plan to do. And Trip uses the comm device to tell Archer what the plan is. Shran's got a man inside the compound where they're being held. Trip and Malcolm decide to help with the rescue.
They do it.
They sneak in. They're about to get them out, and then the Vulcans come in and with guns blazing and shoot everyone up, and there's a big firefight.
Blow the shit out of everything.
Yep. And then once it gets down to like the last of them, one of the rebels is sort of half conscious on the ground, goes to pick up a gun and shoot the Captain Sopak, and T'Pol sees this about to happen, and she jumps in front of the shot and takes the shot to save the captain.
Very heroic.
And then we cut to sickbay, and Phlox is updating Archer and Sopak on T'Pol's status, who's lying in the bed unconscious. It says her injuries were quite severe. She can't be moved for a while. Archer asks Sopak to try to persuade the Vulcan High Command not to transfer T'Pol from her position, saying that she doesn't deserve the punishment. She risked everything to try to help, and she just saved your life. And I think that if you were to try to persuade the Vulcan High Command, they would listen to you. He basically agrees. T'Pol wakes up, and Archer and T'Pol have a nice little chat where she says that you should have consulted me before you stopped me from getting transferred. And he said, well, we can still catch up. She said, no, that wouldn't be possible. That would go against doctor's orders. And then she goes back to sleep, and she's now officially part of the crew, right?
Well, yeah, apparently.
Is that how it signs off? That's how it kind of felt. Like,
that is assumed.
Yeah. She's happy there. Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, ended well.
The Chancellor got left out of the fair bit of this whole incident. So I'd be a bit pissed off if I was the Chancellor, because that whole government just really got ignored. So she, even at the end of the episode, like, the Chancellor's still in the dark. I really don't know what's happened. Somebody was going to come down and visit us, and it was going to be all very nice and happy. And what happened?
Yeah.
Where did they go?
Who knows?
Yeah, that really worked out for the Chancellor well.
Like, okay. We know about Earth, and we know about the Federation. We saw them for a bit. They were going to come down, but I don't know where they are.
I thought it was quite a good episode.
The episode was fine. Like, the story was good. Like, the pacing was good. I actually didn't
fine, Tom. That's such a glowing praise. I thought the relationship between Archer and T'Pol was really good in this episode.
Yeah, except for the falling on top of him and, putting her boobs in his face or whatever felt unnecessary.
I don't think you minded.
Well, I don't think you minded either, but it was certainly unnecessary.
Yeah, it was a bit gratuitous. But, they still got to make television, don't they? They've still got to sell it.
Well, I mean, this day and age, almost every show that comes out has sex scenes and nudity and whatever in it, just so that they can sell it. So, I mean, at least it's less than that.
I don't know what play school episodes you've been watching. So, life lesson for this episode, folks. What's the lesson?
I would probably say something along the lines of repercussions for actions. So, because I mean, this is sort of obviously a repercussion of something that has happened in the past, and then you need to pay take responsibility for your actions or something along those lines. Maybe, I don't know.
I think there's probably something in there about standing up for yourself in the whole T'Pol situation. I think she was very much going to just roll over and do whatever Vulcan High Command said, when really she should have stood up and said something and said that this wasn't my fault and I want to stay where I am. So I think Archer's pep talk to her about that is probably a good example of a lesson that comes out of this episode.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you do need to take responsibility, but also not if it's not your fault.
Yeah. Father, you're the older and wiser.
Yeah, no, I think they're the two things, because all you can pick out is consequences for your action, which, I mean, I don't know whether that's a life lesson or whether it's just the consequence of what happened. Like, I don't know.
But I'm
no one really chose any of that sort of stuff. But the relationship between T'Pol and the captain is probably more of a thing where, she's Vulcan. It's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what she's going to do, and that's what he's going to do. So I don't know whether that's a lesson either. Is there a lesson in it?
Well, I don't think that there's necessarily always a lesson in every episode, but there's an example of something. There's a way of...
I mean, look, there's also another lesson where you could say that, he went back, he needed to sleep right because someone done something for him that meant a lot to him, and he had to come back and repay Captain Archer too. So he sort of felt like he needed to repay that. So, I mean, that could be a life lesson too. Be thankful for people, help people that help you, sort of thing,
Or you could just say totally stick together as a crew, because that was pretty much the lesson there.
Yeah.
Everyone was really on the same page. Even when the Vulcans tried to rock the boat, even when the Andorians showed up, the crew sort of all just stuck together with the one purpose, and maybe that's just the thing. Stick together and do your job and consider everybody and get it done.
Yep, I like it.
Yep.
Maybe.
Very good.
Excellent.
All right, well, let's talk about ratings. For those playing at home, the examples of 1 episodes are Voyager's Threshold and Next Gen's Code of Honor. Examples of 10 episodes are Next Gen's Tapestry and Deep Space Nine's Far Beyond the Stars. With that in mind, what are we going to rate this week's episode? For context, the episode, The Andorian Incident, we rated it an 8.
Yeah.
So this is the follow-up episode to that one.
I wouldn't say it's quite as good, but I'd still put it at a 7.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. I would definitely say Andorian Incident was just
Better.
above it. Yeah.
It was better.
Yeah.
All right. 7 for Shadows of Pajem. Easy. We didn't even have an argument about it.
No, I know, which is unusual.
Excellent.
We usually have a little tiny bit of back and forth. Just wait until we start getting into Next Gen and stuff. Where we have.
We've got a while before that happens.
I know.
Unusual. You two don't argue on stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or anything. I'm going to stop the car. You two in the back don't shut up. Well, no, that's just a flashback from the past.
Got a little older now.
All right, well, that's it for this week, I think. So thanks for joining us again, Faja.
No, it's a pleasure.
And hopefully we'll have you back soon. All right, everyone listening out there, you can find us on Facebook at Temporal Directive Podcast and on Instagram, just Temporal Directive, or you can get in touch via email at wakefield_productions@outlook.com. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this episode or anything Star Trek related at all. We're love talking about Star Trek, so please join in the conversation. Next week, we'll be talking about the episode Shuttle Pod 1. So we will see you then. Live long and prosper.
Peace and long life.
Hooroo.